Up next, the mic is Anna Elsberg.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Great turnout today. Poetry under the dome, City Hall. Here we are, invading City Hall. My name is Anna Elsner, one N, the Anna part. Classes, just a minute. My poem is titled On the Day of the Parade. It was on the day of the parade when the Emperor's marching band played off-key, stripped down to their skivvies at gunpoint. What else could one do when there was no else? I was swinging from the trapeze, and you tossed your boyish laughter up at me, and I caught it in my cupped hand while not letting go. Any hobnobber can tell that you and I were cut from the same wrought cloth. But the apprentice has to look dangerously close to figure out that you and I did not bleach and shrink together in one wash. It took so many rinse cycles for me to come clean, while you collected the sanitized dividends from a good pre-soaking. On the night you faded to gray, superstition came raining down on my head, and I couldn't wash it out of my hair for a long time. But after the official body count, I divorced the black cat crowd and tasted the mint julep tide lapping at my tongue, which longed only for your mouth. Then there were the riots in the streets and all those awful mac and cheese dinners. And every humdrum night, the hired dreams and the unholy anticipation. And when you finally got off the plane and arrived at the point where you had enough of all the shilly-shallying, customs was already closed for the night. But you had nothing to declare anyway, except for your shame, which is duty-free, at least for now. You made appear on my bitterling bed glaciers of chocolate, of complicity, and your pungent scent. And nothing remains undone as I circumnavigate the slopes and plains of your streamlined body with my nostrils quivering. That night, we fell just one kiss short.
Next up is Little Eddie, Edward Sanchez.
Hello everybody. I'm a native San Franciscan. I've been here over a half century. I'm going to read a poem people asked me to read. This poem is called I Died for a Cigarette. I tried to stop smoking, but it seems I can't quit. Because each time I tried, I had a nicotine fit. I felt kind of funny. In fact, I went nuts. I was digging in ashtrays for cigarette butts. I remembered the times that I've stood up till 4. I was gathering my change for some Arabic store. Now I lay here with cancer, with the guilt and regret that I ever lit up that first cigarette. One led to another, soon it was packed, and I smoked like a train with my lungs on the tracks. I never would listen to the Surgeon General's warning, and I would light up another as I'd awaken each morning. I tried to stop smoking, but I just couldn't quit, and I gave up my life to my nicotine fit. One led to another. Now my lungs are all black. And someday you might see what I mean. When you die for a smoke, you'll see there's no joke, just your lungs on an x-ray machine. I tried to stop smoking, but I just couldn't quit. And I gave up my life to my nicotine fit. So my money is funny, and my credit still talks. Please bury my ashes in a cigarette box. Thank you.
Simon in the back so we can use your work and put it out into the world. Great piece. So before I call our next poet up to the microphone, I want to let you know who's in the next set of readers. So if I call your name, you can kind of line up over here. Cesar Love. Robert Smith. Jasper. Tony Robles. Mark Powell. Casey Gardner, and John Rhodes. So that's our next group. If you want to come over here and line up. And it's such a pleasure to have everybody read. And if you happen to have a short piece, that would be great. We'd love to get everybody who signed up a chance to read tonight, if that's possible. All right, next up to the microphone, the one and only James Zealous.
Let's start with a 15th century mystic poet, this Kabir. Hey swan, clear your thoughts in the morning. They've set so many snares for you. Knit the net of 3 qualities and trap the world. Kabir says this: when you find that which will extricate you, you won't forget it. The world so enamored with the neuroses invented by itself. Let's define it. Self. The invention of a brain, constantly doing something, becoming something, doing anything really. Rather than see itself for what it is, a loose collection of beliefs, attitudes, and opinions, which is nothing. Self. Constantly divided, the judge and the judged. One big thing continually dividing into two in conflict with itself. I must be more generous. I must be less selfish. I must be something, says the judge, acting superior to the content, judged to be inferior. Please, the observer is the observed. The judge is that which is judged. It's all so. So complete change never happens for humanity. How could it? Part of the problem is pretending to be superior. And that part won't be changing! Will it? Self. A fabrication at war with itself, and so within, so without. Witness a world at war. What's the solution? Is it to see it? See it simply, judgment-free, because that is to be who you really are. That which is, and is aware, and is self-aware, and is not self. Maybe the question is not who are we or what are we? Where are we? And are we lost in thought? I mean, let's look at it. What am I? That which is present. That which observes. So where am I? Lost in the content? In the thoughts that are observed? Remember, that which is observed in consciousness is a kind of observer, a very wily, mischievous, look at it, ruthless observer, which is thought. And Thought's not just observing, it's judging. Then changing costumes a moment later to be rationalizing, defending itself from attack. Essentially, itself. It's a wild thing, Thought. Freaking out in his cage, biting its own arm, and gently cooling itself to sleep, stroking its pleasurable parts. Called memory. Can you see it? You see it. With no judgment. That's you! Seeing. And that's love. And you are free. In a way that may be the only freedom available to humanity. And the only freedom you'll ever need. Free to act outside of the programming, the patterns, the petty games Thought plays with itself, pretending to be you. Playing at observering while you watch it, lost in thought. Can you see it? Yeah? You are found.